I get the physical pain, I get the mental pain as well. But us men, we go through that as well. Not so much the physical pain, but just mentally knowing that you won't ever meet your child. Hi, I'm Brandon. Welcome to episode 9 of the Victor Bill podcast. I'd like to just thank Jeffrey for his last video. So if you would like to watch the last episode, he gave me support whilst I was away up in Blackpool. I was doing my speeches for the union, trying to make the country a better place. As we all know, it's a bit shit at the moment with all the cost of living and stuff like that. So yeah, hopefully something will happen. We'll see though. As usual, we are sponsored by Umbrella Peer Support. We're a support group, as some of you know, but for those of you watching for the first time, we're a support group that we don't give you bullshit advice, we give you the truth, we're blunt and honest, and if anything, a lot of people don't like it, but if you want the honest truth and the honest support, come and join us and get involved. So today's episode, we've been preparing for the Q&As for a few weeks now, and we come to the decision that some of the questions weren't difficult for me. Some of them were quite soft. So we come to 3 questions that I don't know about, but I'm going to read them and I'm going to give my honest truth about everything, even if it's difficult for yourself or for me. So here we go. So my first question here is, wow. What does a parent go through straight after their child dies? Suppose it depends on the support you've got. It depends on the love, the support around you. But if anything, it does feel lonely. It feels like, for me, and it still is, a missing piece has been taken away. A missing piece, Holly, has been taken away. A lot of parents do go through this, unfortunately, and I've spoken to a few parents that have lost their children. I can give an example of someone who their child was under the care of a childminder, and the childminder let go of the child's hand and the child got run over. This was a few years ago, but I'm still in contact with that parent, and there's a sense of regret. I had the regret, and my regret was, could there be more I could have done? Is there something I could do? Could have said, could have changed? The answer is no. Can't change the past. But what I'm doing now is I'm changing the future. Like I've said in previous episodes, Umbrella is the inspiration of Holly. If it wasn't for Holly, I don't think Umbrella would have existed. But, you know, she is the inspiration. So, the fact of the matter, things do happen for a reason. Sometimes the reasons are shit. And obviously my reason at the time, it was shit for me. I've grown from it. Back when she died, I was an absolute fucking mess. I can tell you. I was, you know, I'm gonna be
open and honest, I was trying to TikTok words, unalive myself. Now, I did have the support, but I can say I was selfish because I was thinking, oh me, oh me, oh me. Okay, yeah, a parent, you do have that sense of you've lost that part, but you need to carry on. You need to carry on for the people. Even if it's your Aunt Sally or something, she don't want you to sit at home in your own piss and watch EastEnders all day. She would want you to carry on and fight for the world. Fight for, just be yourself. Be who you were before that person dies, because if you're not going to get anything done. That person who once was, okay, that child was part of you, but I've learned and realised that she'll be proud of me. I was in Blackpool in front of a lot of people this week. I couldn't have done that 10 years ago. I hold my hands up. I was bloody nervous, but this is my plan next year. I'm gonna be speaking for a lot of people, and this is my goals. I always have goals because Holly is my inspiration. She is my warrior, and I'm fighting a battle that she lost. So, at the time, okay, straight afterwards, you do feel that sense of loss. But over time, you never get over it, but you accept that they're gone. And that took a lot for me to do. I was sort of searching for her in a way, because I didn't accept it. I was sometimes, I was almost delusional. I was saying, I need to go to Southampton to go and give Holly her Christmas presents and her birthday presents, you know. And it's those anniversaries, the first few anniversaries, that really do hit you. But once you've got the support network, and once you've got your own mindset there, you can start to realise you can do this. So on to the next one. What does miscarriage mean for men? Now, miscarriages aren't spoken about enough, and miscarriages happen too often that we're not. Society almost puts it, oh well, you didn't have a funeral, you know, just move on, you can try again, you know, it's fine. But I know for the woman it is difficult. It is difficult, and I understand. I completely understand, because I know someone who's been through a miscarriage. For me, for instance, you know, I would have had a child. I would have had a child that I'd make memories with. I'd be a dad. And again, it's like the last question. You do have the missing piece, but unfortunately you don't meet them, and that is heartbreaking. Not only for the woman, for the man, and yeah, for the woman, I get the physical pain, I get the mental pain as well. But us men, we go through that as well. Not so much the physical pain, but just mentally knowing that you won't ever meet your child. You know that some people they try for children, for a long time, and for it's no one's fault, but to have a miscarriage and knowing you're not going to be a dad to this child and bring them up and be the best person they can be, and not make your mistakes that maybe you've made in the past, that is heartbreaking. And I do think about, what ifs. What if I could? Because it's kind of different. I know with Holly, I met her, but you think about names, you think about the future of them, you don't have that future. So that future is missing. So there's a sense of anxiety you do have, but it's kind of like a missing anxiety, if that makes sense, because you don't have that time with them. So again, like with a living child, there is that missing piece. So I think that's my answer to that question without too much mansplaining it. So third and final question is, do you believe in high functioning depression? Yes and no. I believe we all have good and bad mental health. But a lot of the time in my support group, I always want honesty. Because if you're not honest with yourself, then how can you heal? How can I support you? How can someone support you? So when you have high functioning depression, I don't so much believe it's bullshit, but I do believe that we can, as a society, we do need to talk more. I'll give you an example. Like I said in the last video I did, that my friend who unalived himself, TikTok words obviously, I feel for the family, and I think he did have what society calls high functioning depression, because the fact is, why couldn't he come to me when he knew I had a support group? Why couldn't he have taken the support from the charities that wanted to support him with the grief? Because he was pretty much put on the top of the list, and you know what the lists are, waiting lists are like nowadays. You could be waiting for years for these sort of like therapies or whatever. So the therapy in this aspect was Cruise, which helped me a lot with Holly, because they had the empathy, they give you the support from their perspective, and they gave me a better perspective on grief itself. So I know I speak a lot about how therapy doesn't work, but when therapy does work, when you put your effort into yourself, because a thing about mental health, a thing about everything in life, you can't function in life without working on yourself. Yes, okay, I can support you. Yes, okay, I can give you every bit of advice in the world, but it's you that have got to put in that work. So yes, the depression, because you are depressed from the past. and to move on, because you can't change the past. To move on, for us to support you, you've got to put in that work. Now, with high function depression, if you're not honest, then yeah, you need, I think, as much as I believe it, I want to say it's just like a label. And with any diagnosis in life, it is a label. Like, for example, I was first, when I was first diagnosed with a mental health, I was given bipolar. I was told I got bipolar. Now, I was asking all these questions. I was asking, what exactly is bipolar? You know, this, that, and the other. And they said, don't worry, we'll give you a leaflet and you can go home and Google it. I'm like, how exactly is that gonna help me? So all these words that the therapist, that the doctors give you, it's like, as a person who knows at the time knew fuck all about mental health, I was like, what exactly is it? Okay, it's an illness, I get it. But as a naive 20-year-old, I didn't know what the hell it was. Didn't know what the hell. I didn't even know my mind. So, yeah, these labels of high functioning depression. Well, someone goes to me sometimes, they go, I've got depression, anxiety. Okay. What is it? What have you got? Because you've got either one or the other. Okay, yes. So how I see it is depression is from the past, anxiety is the future. So you're anxious about the future. Okay, something can be depressing in life. And sometimes depression and anxiety can interlink. But these are all labels that people give you. And yeah, that's my honest truth about that. So yeah, thank you for the questions, guys. So I'm gonna be finishing this video off, but before we finish tonight, I'm gonna just say some exciting news. Me and a friend who's also on Umbrella Peer Support Group, Jay, I will link him onto our Instagram pages. Unfortunately, me and him have both lost a child to cancer. He's done skydiving twice. I've never done it, but it's on my bucket list. So, as much as my family members are actually shitting themselves, me wanting to do this, we will be wanting to raise some money for charity. I know we're in a cost of living crisis. I know things are difficult, but we will be raising money for my daughter's ward that help many children with cancer, with all the machines, research and everything to save lives. Now, Peer and Brown ward in Southampton Hospital, they were brilliant. They saved many people's lives, and they gave the care and support not only to my daughter, but also to myself and my ex as parents. And I want to do this skydive for them. Jay is also going to be doing a skydive for Great Ormond Street Hospital. Unfortunately, I'll speak for him. He will be hopefully telling his story soon. His son unfortunately died of leukemia. He's going to be doing a skydive for Great Ormond Street. So we'll be doing it together. Once we got all the logistics done, once everything's set in place, I will be doing another announcement in one of our videos, but it's also be on our Instagram, Facebook, and I'll try to put the links up on other pages. I want to raise as much money as possible. Even if you give like £2, £3, £5, that's absolutely fine. We wouldn't be asking this if it wasn't for an amazing cause. So this is the end of our episode tonight. I hope this has all been informative. Thank you very much. Good night.